سيدنا ونبينا وشفيع ذنوبنا أبي القاسم محمد وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. My dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. اللهم اجعلنا نقوله ونفعله خالصا لوجهك الكريم. إلهنا نعوذ بجلال وجهك الكريم أن ينقضي عنا شهر رمضان أو يطلع الفجر من ليلتنا هذه ولك قبلنا ذنب أو تبعة تعذبنا عليها. I really want to thank the mosque, the organizers, the community for having me here this year in Australia and Melbourne to be able to serve the Ahlul Bayt through you is truly a blessing. So thank you for having me. Inshallah, nakunu عند حسن ظنكم. Inshallah. Before I start, inshallah, if it works out, we will have a series on the Shaytan, on knowing our enemy. And today will be an introductional lecture on the topic, and then we will move forward, inshallah, for the upcoming nights. Well, before I even start with the introduction of the Shaytan series, I'd like to start with the general introduction related to Shahr Ramadan. As you all know, we have holy places, like what? The Kaaba, the holy shrines of the Masumin. The mosque is a holy place, is a sacred place. We have holy personalities, like the Prophet ﷺ, like the Imams. We have holy things, like the Quran Kareem, like certain stones, Ahjar Karima, they're holy. And we have holy times. And one of these times is Shahr Ramadan. And in this month, we have a holy night, a blessed night. That night is better than 1,000 months. 1,000 months is approximately 83 years, which is longer than the average lifetime of each and every one of us. One night better than 1,000 months. And it's a tawfiq, it's a gift, it's a blessing, because we pray for this before we actually reach Shahr Ramadan. Allahumma ballighna Shahr Ramadan. So it's a blessing, it's a tawfiq that we were able to be gifted, to be blessed, to reach this holy month. It's a gift that we are able to be in this mosque. It's a tawfiq from Allah Azza wa Jal. We don't see it as a tawfiq. We think, I just came to the mosque because I wanted to come to the mosque. But there is an idhn ilahi that you came to the mosque. Allah Azza wa Jal gave his okay that you are worthy of coming to the mosque. This is why you're sitting at the mosque. The Hajj recited dua al-iftitah for us. The very first sentence, Allahumma adhinta li fi du'aika wa mas'alatik. When you pray, when Allah gives you this honor to supplicate, to speak with Him, it's an idhn ilahi. So it's an idhn that you came here. If you recite one ayah in this holy month, because Allah Azza wa Jal gave you the tawfiq to do so, maybe because somebody prayed for you, maybe because your mother prayed for you, maybe because somebody prayed for you, but without a doubt, there's a tawfiq that you were able to reach this month, that you're able to come to the mosque, that you're able to pray, that you're able to supplicate, that you're able to recite one verse of the Quran, is a big tawfiq from Allah Azza wa Jal that needs to be thanked and appreciated. And one of the best deeds that you can do in Shahr Ramadan is to gain knowledge. This is one of the best deeds. Our scholars mention that in Shahr Ramadan, even in Laylatul Qadr, one of the best things you can do is talab al-ilm. And this is why we're here. Everyone here, inshallah, is here to gain knowledge. And me, myself, when I share what I have, I'm gaining knowledge. لأنه العلم يزكو على الإنفاق. And this is why I left Germany 10 years ago. I went to the Hausa to study. This is the mission of the prophets. The main mission of our prophet, of the Ahlul Bayt, of all prophets, was to teach humanity, to show them what's right and what's wrong, to show them the path. So I went to learn and to see what they taught us, so I can pass it on. So this is why I'm here, and this is why you are here. And this is why, for these few nights that we have together, I want to share something related to Shaytan, to Iblis. I can tell you, just be careful, Shaytan is a bad existence, and that's it. But inshallah, with these 5-6 nights, I want to go into the depth of it, and we can analyze the Shaytan properly, so we can understand our enemy. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Because even in the speech of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, he says, وَالشَّيَاطِينُ مَغْلُولَةٌ فَاسْأَلُوا رَبَّكُمْ أَنْ لَا يُسَلِّطَهَا عَلَيْكُمْ. The shayateen are bound, so ask your Lord not to unleash them upon you. We all know that the shayateen are bound in Shahr Ramadan, مغلولة. Yet we still find that people commit sins, that bad things occur, bad things happen. How come? We will understand all of that, inshallah, when we're done with this series. And of course, as I'm speaking, I'll get to relevant topics, day-to-day topics. Yeah, it's not only purely about the Shaytan, but inshallah you will see and you will find out. The main topic for tonight is the following question. Why are we doing a series on the Shaytan? Why is there an importance, relevance for us to speak about the Shaytan for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 nights? This is what I want to mention tonight. There's two main reasons why we're going to speak about the Shaytan. The first one, because it's important to know the enemy. If we look back at history, ever since Adam alayhi salam, we find that we have two different paths. A path that represents truth and a path that represents falsehood. And they are in constant conflict, always. There's no in between. You're either following truth or you're either following falsehood, even if you don't know. And you need to know falsehood in order to know where you stand, because if you don't know, you might unintentionally, and this happens to a lot of people, support falsehood. Ma'anu, they don't know. They just find themselves shaking the hand of the devil, sitting with the devil, supporting the devil, because they don't know. And we don't want that. No one wants that. No one wants to be surprised after 30, 40, 50 years of his life, look back, full of regret, and be like, what did I do in my life? But I didn't know, I just woke up. And I hear this so many times. Well, I don't know what I was doing. I just found myself later on, I heard a lecture, I listened to something, somebody told me something, and then I just woke up. I realized I was wasting my time. I was doing the wrong thing, because no one told me, no one taught me, no one showed me. So you need to know your enemy. And not only know your enemy, you need to know your enemy and treat your enemy as an enemy. And this is what the Quran tells us. Allah Azza wa Jalla tells us, إِنَّ الشَّيْطَانَ لَكُمْ عَدُوٌ. This is number one. فَاتَّخِذُوهُ عَدُوًا. Number two. People live in an illusion of constant peace. We want peace all the time. I don't want problems with anyone. I want to be good with everyone. Good, you can be that with almost everyone. But there's no chance, there's no way. If you're following truth, there's people who are representing falsehood, they are your enemies, and you have to take them as enemies. Only when the Imam of our time comes, we will have justice. That's it. This is why we need the Imam of our time. This is why we need al-adl al-mutlaq. But before that, there will always be a path that represents truth and a path that represents falsehood. There's no way you will follow either one, and regardless which one you follow, you will have an enemy. But who's the leader of falsehood? Who's the main leader of falsehood? Iblis, Shaytan. And he's very, very well experienced and very well prepared. He's been around for thousands of years. He knows us. He knows our weak points. He knows what we love, what we desire. He knows us since Adam, since he was created. So he's a very, very strong enemy. So we need to know our enemy. طيب صلى الله على محمد وآل محمد. Imam al-Qadim alayhi salam says in his will to Husham ibn al-Hakam the following. I'll read the narration in Arabic and then in English. I don't know, is the microphone volume increasing? Am I doing something? Because I know suddenly I find myself just too loud. طيب. He says in his will, فَلَهُ, and he means Iblis. فَلَهُ فَلْتُشَدِّدْ عَدَاوَتَكَ ولا يكونن أصبر على مجاهدته لهلكتك منك على صبرك لمجاهدته. When I translate, you will understand more. طيب. Then he says فإنه منك ركنا في قوته وأقل منك ضررا في كثرة شره. إذا أنت اعتصمت بالله فقد هديت إلى صراط مستقيم. In English, he's saying, let your animosity, al-adawa, towards Iblis grow stronger. Not only adu, let it be very strong against him. See him as an enemy and treat him as an enemy. Then he says, do not allow him to be more patient or enduring in his struggle to ensure your doom than you are patient in your own struggle against him. Don't let him be stronger than you. Why? Because for he is weaker than you, less harmful than you, despite the greatness of his evils. He's weaker than you. When we come across this whole series, you will know that كيد الشيطان ضعيف. إن كيد الشيطان كان ضعيفا. This will help you understand yourself and how Shaytan treats you, and when he has power over you. And you will be able to identify your weak points. You will be able to identify when and how the Shaytan gets to you, and you will be able to shut them down. Okay, because Shaytan is smart. Shaytan doesn't come to you and tell you, Habibi, go commit zina, adultery. He doesn't come and tell you, go gamble and you lose all your money. He doesn't tell you straight away, go watch pornography. He comes slowly. He just shows you an image. Just tells you, just use $5, play, try it, free version, try it, and then slowly he gets to you. Because it's the good liar, bad liar concept, right? A good liar is somebody who says the truth, and then he says the truth, and then he says the truth, and then he lies. And then he says the truth, and then he says the truth. So, the lie will be hidden between several truths, and then you will think, it's actually true. A bad liar just lies and lies and lies and lies until everyone knows he lies. I'm not teaching you how to lie, I'm just telling you that the difference between a good liar and a bad liar. So somebody goes, oh Wallah, what did you take away from Shahr Ramadan? The Sheikh told us how to be good liars. La. Okay? So the Shaytan comes in his own ways, slowly, tells you, try this, do this, look at this, visit this, check this out, and then he gets to you. Anyway, the Imam is telling Hisham, for the Shaytan is weaker than you, less harmful than you, despite the greatness of his evils. If you seek refuge in Allah, you will be guided to the straight path. And there's another beautiful narration that combines almost everything that I was trying to say. In a beautiful narration, the Imam says the following, and then I will elaborate on that. He says, وَلَوْ أَنَّ الْحَقَّ خَلُصَ still batil. I will translate immediately. And if truth had been clear and free from falsehood, just imagine, we had truth, clear, no falsehood, no batil, it's just obvious, it's just clear. What would happen? He says, انقطعت عنه ألسن المعاندين. Those who would be a hatred, those who would be a hatred towards it, would have been silenced. خلص, no problem. But truth is clear. Truth is obvious. There's no falsehood. Then خلص, everyone would have been silenced. لأنه واضحة. It's obvious. But this is not the case. So he says, ولكن يؤخذ من هذا ضغث ومن هذا ضغث فيمزجان فهنالك يستولي الشيطان على أوليائه. He says, what is however done is that something is taken from here, يعني from truth, and from here, يعني from al-batil, and they are mixed together. So we don't have clear truth that is obvious to everyone. It's a bit of truth, a bit of falsehood mixed together. And then what happens? He says, at this stage, Satan overpowers his friends, and only those from whom God has previously appointed virtue escape. Like, we live in a very problematic world. Truth is not as clear as it should be. Often. Sometimes it is very clear. But in most cases, it's not. It's mixed. Truth and falsehood together. This is the good liar, bad liar concept I was speaking about. It's mixed up. So you actually don't know what's true and what's not. And this is a big, big problem. And we've been witnessing that lately a lot. Okay? Who of you watched Spider-Man, Batman, all these guys? Right? Batman and Joker. You watched Batman? You watched Joker? We grew up, my generation at least, we grew up knowing that Joker is the bad guy. Then all of a sudden we see they made a movie about the Joker and they let you be in his footsteps and actually feel him, feel his pain, feel what he went through. So you actually were on his side, you understood him. You were like, he's actually not the bad guy. Society led him to do what he did. It's not him. They treated him in the wrong way. It's not his fault. Even though, if you look at it from our perspective, when we were young, he was always the bad guy. We all hated him. Now, they are telling us his story from his perspective, and we feel some sort of empathy. We actually look at him and he's not as bad. I mean, it's just different perspectives. Very dangerous. Now they're telling us the stories of the villains in movies and in series, and we're like, you know, they're actually good guys, they're cool guys. From their perspective, they're pretty cool. Very dangerous. Because now you don't know, everything is relative. There's no absolute truth. Like from the version of Batman, he's good, Joker is bad. But if you look at it from the Joker's perspective, he's good, maybe Batman is bad. We don't know. See this we don't know, this doubt, is very dangerous. Because you're not standing firm on anything. You lose your identity, you lose yourself. The Shaytan comes and tells you, come to me. Because you don't know, maybe Shaytan is good. Maybe, if we listen to his perspective, we always got told Allah's perspective. But maybe, if we listen to Shaytan's perspective, maybe he's right. La, very dangerous. That's only one example, Joker and movies. If you look at other things now, where they make us doubt, there's a big businessman who once said, we sell people doubt. When they doubt, they will do everything we want. Because why? They're not standing firm on anything. We will take them left, we will take them right. Okay? It's very dangerous. Another example, Corona. It just came, no one knows what it is, what it was. Young people got affected, they died. Other people were old, weak, sick, they got infected, they didn't even realize they were infected, nothing happened to them. Who's dying from corona, who's not dying from corona? Is it made up, is it real? Like, what's happening? Biden, is he real, is he an alien, is he a robot? No one knows. You see all these videos on TikTok, right? No one knows. Like, how is he a president? No one knows. He's just a president, he's just out there. Like, the vaccine, is it good, is it bad? You find doctors just left and right, taking us from one side to the other. Yeah, it's very good, it's not harmful. That it's harmful. No one knows. Doubts everywhere. You don't know. You just take it, you just do. Doubt, very dangerous. Even in movies, when they make the impossible seem so possible that you actually have people who believe that might be true. I'm sure you've seen these videos where the impossible is being presented in a video, in a reel, in a movie as very reasonable and very possible. And then you have people who actually comment under it and oh wow, I can't believe this is true. And then you have the comment below that, I have lost faith in humanity. And how come? Like, you really believe that this could be true? Why? Because they're making it seem possible. People actually don't know what's true and what's not. If you speak with them, they will tell you, Salaha, I have no idea. It could be true, could be not be true. Maybe there's one God, maybe there's three, maybe there's no God. I don't know. Just you believe what you want to believe, I believe what I want to believe, and that's it. Very dangerous. Doubt is very dangerous. Because in this narration, the Imam is telling us, هُنَالِكَ يَسْتَوْلِ الشَّيْطَانِ. This is where he takes action and he comes to you. This is where he takes you. Because when you doubt, we will come across many narrations. I don't want to take anything out of the way of the structure that I have. We will have so many narrations where the Imam says, do not doubt. Because if you do, that will lead you to kufr and disbelief. The point is that now, everything we're witnessing, everything we're seeing, everything we're going through is making us doubt. What's true and what's not true? Who can we believe? Who can we not believe? What's actually happening and what's actually not happening? We don't know. Even the earthquake in Turkey, they said, was it an earthquake? Was it not an earthquake? Was it made up? Was it not made up? You know, the one that happened almost a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, I don't know, I lost track of time. But they're like, we don't know if that actually was made up or was it true? Was it real? Like, so doubt is very dangerous. If you doubt, you lose yourself, you lose your identity, you're not standing firm, everyone can come and take you left and right. Believe me, brothers and sisters, 20 years ago, if you asked anyone all over the world, how many genders do we have? They will tell you 2. 20 years ago, maybe less, I don't know, but let's just take 20 years ago. They will tell you we have 2 genders, that's it. If anyone said more than 2, they would take him to the doctor, Ruhal hospital. Wallah, 20 years ago. Real story. Okay? Now, we have 30, 40, 50, 100 genders. MashaAllah, where'd that come from? Okay? And you have people who say, you know what, maybe they're right, maybe they're not, maybe it's true, maybe it's not. How come? What happened? Because now they are making us doubt and question the unquestionable. Ma'ule? Something so obvious, so clear, so evident. You're making us question that? If they succeeded in this, they will make you question anything and everything. But the solution is knowledge, is to stand firm, to know who you are, what you believe in, and what you want. Because if you don't, Shaytan will come and his soldiers will come and they will take you left and right. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. And that's why you don't want the Shaytan to be your wali, to come and take you. If you doubt, he will come and take you from the light to the darkness. If you have knowledge, if you have ilm, if you're strong, if you believe, Allah Azza wa Jal will come and take you from darkness to light. This is what the verse says in Surah Al-Baqarah. But what makes it hard with the Shaytan, and we will speak about this specifically when we reach the characteristics of the Shaytan, inshallah, I don't know night 6 or something. We will speak about this point more, but what makes it hard is that we cannot see the Shaytan. And people actually think, like, okay, you know what, we watch cartoons and movies, we see the devil as like this red guy with his aches or whatever it is, right? And we don't see him, so we don't actually know, like, does he exist, does he not exist? It's always told in the Quran, maybe it's a metaphor, maybe it's not like 100%, like the Shaytan is actually there and whispering into my ear and actually telling me to do bad things, to not do bad things. And in Shahr Ramadan, we see that people still commit sins, even though the Shaytan, according to the Prophet, is bound, he's locked up. So how do we commit bad things? Does the Shaytan actually exist or no? If he exists, does he have power over us or no? All these questions we're going to tackle, we're going to speak about. But I just want to mention one thing when it comes to us not being able to see the Shaytan. Yes, it's true, we cannot see the Shaytan. But that doesn't mean that he doesn't exist. Even though we don't see him, that doesn't prove that he doesn't exist. Okay? Yani, absence of evidence. Let me get it right. Sallallahu Muhammad. Just because it goes both ways. So absence of evidence is no evidence of absence. Okay? Just imagine a dark room. Okay? A dark room that has furniture in it, but it's so dark that you cannot see a thing. You not being able to see if there's furniture or what kind of furniture there is does not mean that there's no furniture. Just you cannot see it. You not seeing it doesn't prove that it doesn't exist. Okay? Or the back of the moon. You never saw the back of the moon unless you went to the moon. Okay? You not seeing the back of the moon doesn't mean that the back of the moon doesn't exist. Alright? So, Shaytan exists, we will prove that, we will speak about that, even though you don't see him. But that makes the battle harder, but inshallah we will have this great solutions towards the last lecture, inshallah. Right, so this is the first reason. We need to know our enemy. Because if we do not know our enemy, we won't be able to know where we stand, where we are, and what our position is. So we need to know that. The other reason why we need to speak about the Shaytan is that we need to know the Shaytan, his methods, his tactics, how he operates in order to fight back. If we do not know that, we're defenseless against an enemy that, like I said, is well experienced, that knows us very well, that has been studying us generation over generation, and we need to know how he operates. Because the Shaytan is a source of grief and sadness, and he stops us from growing. So many people of us, so many religious people who really care, who really practice Islam, who want to grow, who want to become better, the Shaytan stands in their way. They see themselves as not worthy to pray, not worthy to come to the mosque, not worthy to put on the hijab. No, brother. Later on, I will do tawbah properly when I grow old. Now let me live my life. Later on, I will do tawbah properly. I will pray, I will go hajj, I'll pay my khums, I'll do everything. Right now, I'm not good. Same thing with sisters. Right now, I don't feel like wearing the hijab because I still do so many mistakes. I don't want to wear my hijab right now. Later on, I'll become a hajj, I'll pray, I'll do this, I'll go ziyarah. So many brothers and sisters struggle because of the Shaytan, because he makes them live in illusion of you're not being worthy. You do tawbah, you attend Layl al-Adr, you read Quran, but you still commit so many sins. And Allah will not forgive you, Allah will not accept you, Allah will not do this, Allah will not do that. Postpone the tawbah. Aslan, you feel like a liar. If you do tawbah over and over again, all the time, and you still commit the sin, stop doing this. He will tell you, Allah, who are you kidding, are you joking? Allah, stop doing the tawbah. Okay? Just do your sin ala rawah, commit your sins. When you're done, you do tawbah. Because you will never be done. You will never stop. He makes you live in illusion. There's a beautiful narration we'll come across when it comes to tawbah and postponing tawbah and delaying tawbah that will be very eye-opening, inshallah. But this is one of the main reasons why we need to speak about the Shaytan and know the Shaytan. So we need to know him, how he operates, the way he works in, so we can know how to fight back. Because this stage of regret, of not feeling worthy, of constant blame to yourself, this prevents you from reaching high levels, like I said. And look what the Imam says in Dua al-Hazin. He says the following: Mawlaya ya Mawlaya, hatta mata wa ila mata aqulu laka al-utba. My master, oh my master, up to when, until when will I say, I am to blame? Because I've committed so many sins and I've repented so many times, but I still keep falling for it. So he's telling him again and again, marratan ba'da ukhra, all the time. I commit a sin, I do tawbah, and then I commit a sin again. فمولاي يا مولاي حتى متى وإلى متى أقول لك العتبى مرة بعد أخرى ثم لا تجد عندي صدقا ولا وفاء. But then you do not find any truth or loyalty in me. Because I've been seeking repentance so many times, and I take the intention to not commit a sin, but then I fall for it every single time, again and again. And then he tells him, فَوَاغَوْثَاهِ ثُمَّ وَاغَوْثَاهِ بِكَ يَا اللَّهِ. I call for help, and I call for help, O Allah. From what? From four things. مِنْ هَوًى غَلَبَنِي وَمِنْ عَدُوٍ قَدْ اسْتَكْلَبَ عَلَيْهِ وَمِنْ دُنْيًا قَدْ تَزَيَّنَتْ لِي وَمِنْ نَفْسٍ أَمَّارَةٍ بِالسُّوءِ إِلَّا مَا رَحِمَ رَبِّي. The four things are from desires which have overpowered me, my desires, my instincts, my lusts. We will see that Iblis comes and tackles those. He takes advantage of those in a wrong way. You're not supposed to kill all your desires. You're supposed to regulate them, to control them. But he comes and tackles those, the desires. And from the enemy which has pounced on me. Number two, the enemy. And one of them is Iblis. He's not only the enemy, he's the leader of the enemies. Third one, and from the world which attracts me, dunya qad tazayyanat li. And the fourth one, and from the soul that leads towards evil, except that on which my Lord has mercy. Your own nafs al-amara bis-su. Because we will come to the conclusion that Iblis has no impact on you unless you give him access to you. It's you in the first place. Because he said he will misguide everyone except al-mukhlasin. Right? He doesn't have power over you if you deny him access to you. So it's you who lets Iblis enter. It's you who gives him access to you. If you do not give him access, he will not be able to enter. So even in these four, the Shaytan is not mentioned by name. He is not mentioned clearly. He's not telling him, وَمِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ. But the Shaytan is above all these four. He's among these four. He's one of these four. ماشي؟ طيب.